Hi there, it's Chelsea. Welcome back to another painting video. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to paint some juicy mangoes. So let's start with a fairly large size 10 flat brush. And when you want to paint a loose style, you want to use larger brushes. So get your brush wet, and then let's start with this reddish color. This is our orange red shade in our split primary palette. And let's just take this red and put it at the top of the mangoes. And you can see that larger brush size is just helping us cover a lot of area and give some expressionistic brush strokes. If your paint is not spreading well, just add a little bit more water onto the brush. And now that we have the red laid in, let's switch over to the yellow. And this is just a lemon yellow. And then I want these colors to blend a little bit so they're still wet. I'm not letting the layers dry in between. And there's still some orange on the brush, so you can see that's blending together nicely. And then let's let that dry and move over to the other mango. So grab some of that orangey red shade and then put that at the top of your next mango. And you can see again, this brush just covers that area nice and quickly. Maybe need a little bit more pigment. If you use too much water, the paint starts to break down. So that's something you just want to be careful of, making sure that you have enough paint and not too much water. And then put in that lemon yellow. You can see how the colors are just blending nice and beautifully. And then let's let that dry before we put the third color, which is going to be a green. And we can move on to the leaves. So let's use a smaller brush. We could do a size 5 flat brush. And I want the leaves to be a cooler tone. So you can take a sap green and then mix it with a little bit of Phthalo Blue. And then let's just paint the cooler side of the leaf with that bluish green color. You can try to do it in 1 stroke or 2 strokes, just putting pressure down on that brush to give you the shape that you're looking for. And then we'll do the same thing on this side, just put pressure down and then lift up when you get to the point. And you can see those colors really vibrate well together because they're so bright and then cool. And now for the other side of the leaf, let's put in maybe a little bit of sap green with a little bit of lemon yellow mixed in there. And then see if we can just put that other color in using that same technique, putting pressure down on the brush and then lifting up at the point. And then do the same thing to the top leaf, pressure and lift. Okay, and then you want to let that dry. And at this point, the mangoes are probably dry enough. So let's move back over to that size 10 flat brush. And for the green, you want it to be a nice yellowy green. So take some lemon yellow and mix it in with that sap green that you had. And then let's put in that green, and it should be a nice yellowy green. And the orange and the green kind of make a brown color, so you want to try not to mix those too much because they are complementary colors, green, and it's like more of a red orange, so that green and that red are complementary, When you mix them together, they give you a brown. So just be careful not to mix the green into that red orange too much, but you can mix it in with the yellow. It's beautiful with the yellow. Okay, so that looks good. Now let's just put in maybe a highlight. So you can take some titanium white, mix it with a little bit of lemon yellow. Let me test that and see if it's bright. My palette isn't the cleanest, so I don't want colors to mix together that I don't intend. So this is just a pastel yellow, and let's pop it in as a highlight where the light would be hitting that mango. And that's just going to give us a nice highlight and blend it in. Just make it look a little bit more three-dimensional. Okay, at this point you could maybe decide if you wanted some parts to be a little bit darker. You could do that. Maybe add a little bit of magenta to that orangey red, and maybe put that little bit more of an intense color at the top here. And that's just going to give it a little bit more of a punch, a little more contrast, and a little, just those changes in values are what makes the painting really pop. So you can see adding in that magenta color just kind of makes it look a little bit more, stand out a little bit more. Okay, and then for these leaves, let's just take you could take a round brush. I'm just gonna take a size 0 spotter, and I'm gonna take some of this lighter, can grab this lighter green with the lemon yellow, and let's see if we can put in just a little bit of a detail for some parts of the leaf, just like the veins of the leaf there. You could do it maybe to the other side as well. Just put in marks that are going to be just a lighter value, just to give some dimension to the leaves. Okay, so we can call that done. That's just a real easy exercise that you can do. Okay, I hope you enjoyed. Keep watching, subscribe, and like if you want to see more painting tutorials, and we'll see you next time. Bye.